Oh, your kid wants more spending money. Yeah, mine too. I say let them earn it. And I don't mean just you finding more jobs around the house to keep them busy and then give them a few bucks. Give them the opportunity to turn their passion and their skills into profit in kid appropriate ways. My Kid Entrepreneur Launch Kit has everything you need to get started. Whether your kid is 7 or 17, there's something for everybody. Start with the 67 kid appropriate revenue ideas. There's something for everyone, whether your kid is an artistic, a creative, outdoorsy type, animal lover, even the gamers, there's something for them. Take a look at the list, figure out what they might want to do, and then move on to the business plan. It's kid friendly, I promise you. So this is not going to require any kind of MBA. It starts with the idea, figuring out what the idea is and what problem you solve or what value you create for others. Before plowing on to the next step, you're going to start with why. What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve, kiddo? Are they saving up for a new game or for a new gaming system? Different amounts of money they're going to need to achieve that goal. Having the goal up front is very important, though, because sometimes these things get hard. But having that goal front and center will help them power through as things get tough and enjoy it more when it happens. After that, we're going to do a market vibe check. So the question is someone out there going to want to buy what they have to sell? Again, the way you make money in business is you provide value to others and you provide them a service or goods that they wouldn't want to or be able to provide on their own. Cool. So what's the market vibe? Are there competitors out there? What are the competitors selling? What are the add-ons or the extras? And what price points are they going for? You got to figure out where your market is and who your customers are so you can meet them in that place and let them know what's up. So once you've figured out your market vibe and your competitive analysis, again, these are not hard things to do. And we're walking through at a kid appropriate level, which, by the way, grown-ups, if you want to get started in entrepreneurship, if it works for kids, it will certainly work for you. But I digress. Once you know what your market vibe is, then you're going to start thinking about marketing. Sales and marketing, in my opinion, is the hardest part of any business. But the first thing is figure out how are you going to get the word out? How are you going to go find those customers where they are to solve the problems that they have in that moment? Think about setting up a special business email. They're free. It's not hard to do. Get some business cards. You're like, ooh, that's fancy. They're cheap. Go online to Vistaprint or print them yourself. $12 will get you a lot of cards. Once you've printed up business cards, think about how are you going to spread the word? Is it word of mouth? Are you going online or are you going online for your kid? Because you want to be careful when you put your kids out there on social media. But how are you going to spread the word? You could do free samples. You could do signage. So many different ways to get your marketing out there. Once you do your marketing, then you need to start thinking about the money. And I'm specifically thinking about pricing, which some of that ties back to the market vibe check. But also part of it is what is your expense structure? Meaning, if it's all just your time, your expenses are pretty low. You're walking a dog, you probably don't even need a leash because the owner will probably have one to offer. But if you're creating any kind of a thing, any kind of a good, you will need ingredients if you're baking, you will need supplies if it's some kind of a craft that you're creating. If you are actually providing like a lawn mowing service, you're probably going to need to provide your own lawnmower. So think about what kind of equipment you need, what kind of ingredients or elements you need to make your business successful. That's part of the whole money manual of figuring out what are those costs, because you need to make sure when you set your price that you do not end up working for free or worse, working at a loss. That's not sustainable and it's not good business. Moving on in the money space, let's say that you've got your marketing planned out, you know what your costs are, you've set your price, and you start to do your marketing. The first thing that a customer is going to ask you once you explain what it is that you're offering is how much. So you've set your price, and then you're going to want to think about how are you going to take payment. Are you doing check, cash, online, lots of options, but think through all these things in advance. After that, let's talk a little bit about operations, including safety. Again, we're talking for your kiddos here, and we want to make sure that they're safe. So if they're working with animals, is there risk of bites? Is there risk of sharp claws or beaks, depending on the animal? If we're doing lawn mowing services, what kind of concerns do we have about large motorized equipment? How does your kid know what to do? If your kid is going to somebody's home, whether someone else is there or not there, how do you make sure that your child stays safe? Those are very important conversations to have. On the more mundane, the question is, how's your kid going to get to and from their workplace? Are they going to bike there? Do they need help with a ride? Maybe they're setting up a pop-up shop up at the clubhouse in whatever your neighborhood is. They probably need help getting their little tables set up and getting their equipment or their supplies or whatever their goods are. So how are you going to get to your place of commerce, kiddo? So there's this whole operations manual that I've put together for you to think through what are the questions that you need to answer for your specific kiddo's business, and how do you make sure that everything is as smooth as possible along the way? Well, let's say you've gotten your customer and you are ready to go meet them for the first time. Well, now what do? How do you prepare? I have a couple of example templates for new client intake forms, whether it's like a babysitting job or pet care, house sitting, plants kind of a job. It really helps to go in with a pre-thought through list of questions to make sure that A, you look professional, B, it helps calm the nerves so that you make sure you ask all the right questions up front, and C, when the time comes to deliver the service, you don't worry about your memory failing you. So you've got it all written down of exactly what you need to know. And so those templates are in this Kid Entrepreneur Launch Kit that I hope you check out. All right, so you've done the job and everything went great. What's next? Well, some clients will just say, how much do I owe you, and hand a stack of cash, which is great. Or they may want to PayPal or Venmo you. Cool. Is that through the child's account or through the parent's account? How are you going to handle that? Well, some may actually ask for an invoice. I've created invoice templates for both goods and services that your child can customize to make it work for them. And it's very easy to then send either electronically or hand a piece of paper to their client after the work is done. So we have this Kid Entrepreneur Launch Kit. It is available right now at a founder's cost of only $27. The value is over $500 for all of those elements together. But right now, as we get it off the ground, we are offering it for only $27. Check out, I'll put a link in the comments, but also check out my link in bio so that you can take it directly from there. I cannot wait to see what kind of business your child is excited to start. And let's go. Let's get them some extra spending money. Hit up that link in bio right now. Check it out.